Hi everyone, and welcome to another video for Agricultural Engineering 311. And let's start off by looking at drippers and especially the mounting on drippers. So there are 4 different ways that drippers can be mounted onto your lateral pipe. And firstly, externally on the pipe. So this is when it sits outside of the pipe, on the pipe wall, and you'll usually have a smaller diameter pipe, which is low density polyethylene and changeable emitter spacing. Then inline dripper, standard spacing and pipe diameter. So this is when you have a dripper that that fits specifically in between 2 pipes, and when those 2 pipes are being added together, the emitter will sit, or the dripper will sit in the middle inside the dripper line. So this is a very specific kind of metal that is used, and inside of your lateral valve or lateral line there will be this dripper that is situated inside there, and then integral with the pipe wall. This is a very small mechanism that usually sits inside the wall of your lateral line. So to show you pictures, this is your third category. So this is inside the dripper line. As you can see, it's a mechanism, a metal mechanism that sits inside the physical line. This one is the exact same thing. It's just a picture of how it looks inside of that mechanism. So inside of this lateral line, that mechanism looks like this, and you can see you have a lot of curves and a whole path for your water to follow, and this is because you want to cause friction to the water so that when it arrives at the end, it doesn't have a lot of pressure applied to it. Then this is integral to the wall, so that's that 4th one that we were looking at, integral with the pipe wall. That's how it looks. It's just this small little mechanism that sits on the wall of the lateral line, and it is the exact same as the previous one, where it allows the water to follow a specific path to reduce the amount of friction, or to increase the friction, which reduces the amount of pressure. Secondly, it's inline, as said earlier. So you've got this dripper with these 2 lines that are attached to your dripper. And it's very important when you're using this kind of dripper that there has to be a standard. So these lateral lines, they have to be a specific diameter, and you have to use a specific size when you are using this kind of dripper. And then fourthly, on the wall of the or externally on the wall of the lateral, you have this kind of dripper, which is an external dripper. And this is just as explained earlier. You've got this long flow path with high friction, and that reduces all the pressure that the water is moving at as it moves through your dripper. And then you have these small drops that form on the outside, and not water that is moving out at a very high speed. So if we look at micro sprayers, your emitters are spaced as required, so there's not a specific spacing that you have to apply to micro sprayers on your low density polyethylene pipes, and its spacing is done as according to your needs. So how far your orchard trees maybe are spaced apart, that's how far you can put them. And we have 2 kind of fittings. You either have a screwed fitting or a barbed fitting. So this screwed one is usually one that you turn in, and your barbed fitting, you can just press hard into the lateral line, and you will have your micro sprayer that's fitted tightly onto that lateral line. So here's a couple of different pictures of micro sprayers, and I think a big difference to notice is between this one and this one. So this one is a rotating sprayer, which means that that part in the middle it's continuously spinning, and that allows it to have this 360-degree wetting area where it can wet the whole area around your micro sprayer. Whereas as you look at something like this, so this is a static micro sprayer, and it usually has different colors, and those different colors usually have different meanings. So those colors will maybe be for droplet size, or the angle at which it will wet a given area. So it's also important when you are working with micro sprayers to look at the colors and the catalog that is given with these colors, to make sure that you know what kind of micro sprayer you need to use for your crops. So 4 different components: the inlet coupling, as I said earlier, screwed or barbed. So that inlet coupling is where you are putting your micro sprayer into your lateral line, and as I said earlier, it can be screwed in or just pushed in. The body, it supports and joins together the other parts, and then your emitter, which is designed to regulate just discharge. So that means to wet a specific area, your droplet size, how quickly you want the water to move out of your lateral line, and all that kind of things. That is what your emitter is for. And as I said, interchangeable, so different rates of different kinds of colors. So here we have 2 different kinds of micro sprayers. On the left hand side we've got a G shape, and on the right hand side we've got the A shape, and that refers to the bridge of your micro sprayer. And those are the 2 main types that you can find. And then, as I said, 2 kinds of spreaders. You've got the rotating one, where the water is moving up onto your spreader, and because of the movement of the water, that causes your spreader to constantly rotate. And then the static one, where it doesn't turn, but it allows you to only spray certain angles and not only have to spray 360 degrees.